The sixth thing that might seem like good advice, good ideas, but isn't, is to take everyone's write-in advice. And when you're first starting out, you might think, well, I don't know a lot about this. And there's these people who seem to know more than me. So why wouldn't I do what they tell me to do? And what you'll see is as soon as you get into the writing advice, really at a really basic level, it will start contradicting with each other in really, really fundamental ways. So Terry Brooks, for example, really feels like everybody needs to outline before they write, and that outlining is really important. And he said that he's been at conferences, and Anne McCaffrey and I think Stephen King and a lot of big name writers, when he's given the advice to outline, have later on said to him, I've never written an outline. I've never used an outline. And so you'll get things like that some people will say, always make sure to write down your story ideas. It's a shame to kind of have a really good idea and then kind of lose it. And then Stephen King says, never write down story ideas. And he says, you want to spend your time writing the things that you can't stop thinking about. If you need to remind yourself about it, then it's not a strong enough idea to write a book. And so writing is a craft, and every writer needs to figure it out for themselves. And I think it's really natural, just like I'm doing right now, that once a writer has figured it out, they want to share with people how they've done it and the steps they've gone through to get where they're going and the lessons they've learned. But all of those things may or may not hold for you. So just like I said at the beginning of this presentation, consider this all as just in my experience, in my opinion. It may or may not work for you. Take all writing advice you get from any author who's offering it as just a suggestion for something to try. Give it a try for a little while. And if it's working for you, great, then use it. And if it's not working for you, don't hesitate to throw it away. And even if it comes from somebody who's a really big name and you think, well, this person knows what they're doing, they know what they're doing for them. They don't know what you should be doing for you. Writers also, they tend to express things in a very forceful way. It's just stronger writing than kind of giving a lot of caveats and exceptions. And so when you hear writing advice, it's going to sound really strongly like this is what you should do. And that's just the writer presenting ideas in a strong way. But I still feel, even if it sounds like the writer saying you must do this thing, if they're insisting on it, don't feel bound by that. Give it a try. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, don't worry about it. The big thing is that trying these things out, typically it's not expensive and it's not time consuming. So outlining before you write, like Terry Brooks suggests, to me, there's no downside to it. You give it a try. And if you really find it's not working for you, then just stop doing it and carry on. And if it does, then you've just found a real shortcut to make your writing stronger and more productive and better. And so, it's as long as you quickly reject things that aren't working, give anything a try. If somebody suggests doing something, give it a try. If one writer swears by dictating their writing with an automatic transcribing software that'll change it to text, give that a try. Spend an afternoon or a couple days producing writing that way and see what the output is, and if it's useful and if you like it. And if you do, then great. You've got a new kind of tool in your toolbox to use. And if you don't like it, then, it worked for them. It doesn't work for you, and carry on with your life.